Your ability to build wealth can be as easy as one, two, three when you have the right information, the right processes, and the right system. Let us suppose that you want to start a six, seven, and nine figure brand. What are the right processes, the right systems, and above all, do you have the right information to empower you to take informed action to achieve a desired end results? Well, today my task is to unpack what is considered to be essential information for you to have, essential processes for you to know, and essential systems for you to learn, apply, and master when you want to start and scale that six, seven, and nine figure brand. Now, there are four important concepts that I want you to consider as you think about information, processes, and system. One is how important is data analytics in the context of starting that six, seven, and nine figure brand that can catapult you to build wealth like a pro. Second is how important is you doing and knowing, first of all, what is the ideal client stress test ladder. Now, I raised this point largely based on the fact that I'm seeing so many rising stars in business. You start a business, but then when we ask who is your ideal client, many rising stars don't have clue, or they're too general with who is the ideal client. Third, are you in a position of strength to clearly identify the best strategies to optimize client conversion? You see, there's one thing to know who's the ideal client, and there's quite another to optimize client conversion, because if you're not able to optimize client conversion, it's going to undermine your business to cash flow. So all of those things that we have talked about so far, information, processes, and systems, you now want to take this body of knowledge and you want to ask yourself, if I have the right information that I'm building now into the right processes to start scaling, a six, seven, and nine figure brand, and they're working, why don't I systemize my process? Now, even before it started work, having systems will help you to also understand what is relevant and what is irrelevant. And you keep getting rid of all that is irrelevant and pack into your processes only the relevant. Now, what I want to do, I want to spend some time to unpack this body of knowledge. So moving forward, you have a much clearer idea as to some of the best practices that you can use to start and scale that six, seven, and nine figure brand. And these are things that we use with our clients from across the world, and they have seen tremendous success. So let us begin by examining data analytics. How important is data analytics in the context of starting and scaling your six, seven, and nine figure brand as you take steps to position yourself to build wealth like a pro? Data analytics is very important. And one of the first things that you want to leverage data to do is to assess the real cost of doing business. I'm going to start here because this is an essential point to look at. And let me say why. We're interfacing with business leaders across the world, rising stars in business from across the world. And very often what we see is that most of them, they don't understand the real cost of doing business. And in cases where they have an idea, that cost is underestimated. And I will examine why this happens. And to just point on why it happens also, because most persons, many rising stars that we are interfacing with, they're lone wolves in business. And what do I mean by lone wolf? You start a business, you have a great idea, you want to cash flow optimize your idea, but you're a lone wolf, meaning that you are the public relation manager, you're the research analyst, you're the cultural anthropologist, researcher. You are involved in all the moving parts to move that business forward. You're interfacing with value chain. You're the lead point person in terms of capital and how to access and manage capital. That is a recipe for disaster. That is going to cause you to stretch yourself thin and undermine your potential to achieve your hopes and dreams and aspirations. So when you underestimate the cost of doing business, you create all of these triggers to go wrong. So you want to get a real cost of doing business. And you can talk with your consultant, because your consultant will be able to do things like your cash flow projection, your income and expenditure projection, and also the cash flow game plan. Because very often you have a cash flow projection, you have an income and expenditure projection, but then you don't have a cash flow game plan. A cash flow game plan is a practical tool based on data, should be based on data, that really helps you to understand the strategies that you need to deploy to achieve your objective in business. So these are some important concepts that you need to understand. And once you go about this in the right way, you will have a much better, clearer understanding in terms of what is the real cost in business. I'm going to unpack some more here shortly, but let me look at something else. As you start to think about starting and scaling your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, you want to ask yourself, what is the best area of business that you should be in? And the best areas should never be based on an assumption. It shouldn't be based on speculation. It should be based on data. What is the data saying about the critical areas that you can invest your time, talent, and resources in to start and scale a 6, 7, and 9-figure brand? Fortunately, you have a number of platforms that you can use. For example, there's FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods. And why fast-moving consumer goods has the propensity to generate constant cash flow on a regular basis? Because fast-moving consumer goods are fast-moving consumer goods. These are goods that every minute of every day people consume it. So perhaps it is something for you to think about when you want to start a 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. I'm not saying it's the only field for you to focus on, but I'm saying it's quite possible here. You need the data. If you're not capable of getting that data, it makes sense to get a consultant that can help you to get that data. Because guess what? You could be spending months and years, many, many, many years trying to scale a 6, 7, and 9-figure brand, but you are not in the right space. All right. You haven't taken a whole lot of factors into consideration. And because you don't have the data, you undermine your chance to start and scale successfully your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. So let us go into a couple of the things. So you want to start that 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. It's easy. When you have the right information, the right processes, and the right systems, this could be achieved as easy as 1, 2, 3. Perhaps I'm exaggerating there, right? But it's possible. So let's go into a couple other things. You're going to fail because you don't have strategic leadership. You don't have the power to delegate. You're going to fail because you don't have tactical leadership. Again, you don't have the power to delegate. You're going to fail because you don't have operational leadership. Again, you don't have the power to delegate. Worst, you're going to fail because you're suffering from what we call a leadership deficit.
Gary Thompson, the sales communication professional, best-selling author and private equity investor, says, master the client conversion ladder and optimize your business success. He continues, many rising stars in business try to get from A to Z in a split second in the client conversion journey. That approach will set you up for frustration, time, money, and effort being wasted. The alphabet has 26 letters. Each letter has great significance in words formation and in human expression. The client conversion process has many steps, and when these steps are overlooked, it negatively influences your ability to attract and communicate with the ideal client. You must invest in breaking through the know, like, and trust barriers that allow you to win in business. He went on to say, the first step in your client conversion journey begins with relationships. 1. Fill the relationship gaps. 2. Leverage relationships to overcome client rejection. 3. And position your brand to stand out in the market. Gary wants you to be successful and invites you to call us today to help you master the client conversion ladder, optimize your brand recognition, and increase the cash flow of your business.
Let us examine this very quickly. Strategic leadership, it simply means that you have your board of directors, you have your private equity investors who are on board with you. And because you are strategic in this process, you don't have to worry about access to capital, you don't have to worry about access to market, you don't have to worry about access to critical human resources, because your strategic team has been built out like a Shark Tank. And let me talk a little bit about Shark Tank. Are you aware that many rising stars in business go to Shark Tank not just for the capital? They go to the Shark Tank because the investors in Shark Tank, they come with more than capital. They come with a knowledge set and they come with the skill set to help to leapfrog and catapult your business growth in a flash? Are you able to build out your strategic leadership with Shark Tanks? Why not? You want to start and scale that 6, 7, and 9-figure brand? I'm giving you some nuggets for you to deploy. Start building out your strategic, tactical, and operational team with Shark Tank. People that got mindset like Shark Tank. They got the capital, they got the experience, the knowledge, they got the drive. The only way you're going to fail in doing this is because you have a leadership deficit. All right? You have to overcome that leadership deficit to step out and to build healthy, productive relationship with strategic leaders. Your tactical leaders, I explain who they are, but your tactical leaders will need help. So you also need to have your tactical leadership. Sorry, your strategic leadership will need help. They're the brain, they're the think tankers. They know what they want to accomplish, but they would need help too to accelerate the process of growth, of getting you faster to that 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. So they would need help, and the help come in the form of you building out your tactical leadership team. This is middle managers, people who are going to interpret what is coming from the strategic level. They're interpreting this and they are developing these strategies to move into action. They too may need help. So you have the operational leadership, and those are the people who are going to the ground, doing the market research, collecting the information. Those are the people who are going to the public forum and interfacing with the public. They're interfacing with the social media platform, and you have a plethora of that. They're interfacing with the mass media, radio, television, newspaper. They're creating independent platform to help you get the information out. So these are some tactical moves that you can deploy when you want to start and scale that 6, 7, and 9-figure brand. It can be like 1, 2, 3 when you have the right information, the right processes, and the right systems. My last words that I want to say here: you have to overcome what has been established as a leadership deficit. What do I mean by leadership deficit? The leadership deficit is that you have big dreams and hopes and aspirations, but you have doubts and fear that is getting in the way of you taking steps to optimize your potential for greatness. And that is something that you need to invest your time, talent, and resources to overcome. Now, what I want to say, you're a rising star in business and you need access to capital. I want you to go to the information in this description. Press on those links. We have people like MB Capital that's going to help you to access capital. Guess what? We can help you access capital at 0% APR. We have banks like DV that's going to help you to also access capital. We have Fund and Grow. We have a range of agencies that's going to help you to access the capital to grow. Now, if you want to access markets, you can reach out to us also, and we will be able to help you to develop your 6, 7, and 9-figure brand and give you all the information that you need to be successful as a rising star in business. Remember, you too can build wealth like a pro.
10X Branding and Marketing LLC, powering the next generation of unicorns. At 10X B&M LLC, we specialize in market research, brand innovation, market integration, and client conversion optimization. Our team of experts is dedicated to providing the strategic insights and innovative solutions needed to accelerate growth and unlock your company's full potential. Whether you're a startup looking to attract investors and your ideal clients, or an established business ready for market expansion, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Let 10X Branding and Marketing LLC fuel your journey to exceptional business success. Contact us now for a free consultation on how we can position your business to become a unicorn.